video, we're going to walk through how to create a lead ad campaign for these personal injury lawyers who are focusing on personal injury specific cases. So in this video, I'll walk through the lead ad campaign. In the next video, I'll walk through the conversion campaign. The conversion campaign is running traffic to a survey that is specific to motor vehicle accidents. The lead ad campaign is more for just a general personal injury case. So that said, the first thing you're going to want to do is in Ads Manager, go to Personal Injury Claim Support Network, the ad account. And just because we're running all of the ads through this one ad account right now. So, and then you're just going to want to clone a lead ad campaign that is already getting pretty good results. So in this case, we don't have that yet. That's because this is a fresh ad account, but it's still going to be the same steps involved. So step number one, click this checkbox, go ahead and duplicate this lead ad campaign. Make sure it's the lead ad campaign. Number of copies of each campaign, just one. You can go ahead and uncheck that. And we're just going to make sure that it's the proper naming convention. So Burnham Injury Law, Burnham. Perfect. Keep it on lead generation. Let's keep on campaign. Keep this off for now. They're going to force us to do this in the future, but for now, let's just keep it off. Now navigate to the ad set level, and let's delete V3 and V2. So just uncheck V1, and let's go ahead and delete the ads as well. So go to the ad set or the ad level. Let's go ahead and delete all these. Go to ad sets level. Let's delete those ad sets, and then we'll just end up cloning this V1 after we make the changes. So click on edit, change this to Colorado since this is what the client wants to target. Let's keep the daily budget to $20. Swap out Utah for Colorado. X out Utah. Age is fine. Gender is fine. All this detailed targeting is fine. For placements, you can run this desktop and mobile, but right now we're just doing mobile. You can also run Facebook and Instagram feeds, but for now we're just doing Facebook news feed. Okay, so just keep it as is. Facebook news feed only checked. Everything else should be unchecked. And that's it for the ad set level. So let's go ahead and click on that. Go to the ads, and let's start editing these ads. So let's go to image 1. And essentially the only thing that you're really going to do is create a lead form, okay? So you're just going to duplicate this low law group lead form and then map this lead form to ClickSpot, which I'll show you in a second. So let's go ahead and create lead form. Let's duplicate an existing form, low law group, since that's the client campaign that we are copying. Click on next. And really the only thing that you're going to do is change the name so we know which lead form it is. Burnham Injury Law Form. You can keep it. You can actually make this open so that people can share it. And all of this is pretty much going to stay the same. Questions, it's all going to be the same, just kind of showing you guys what it looks like. The privacy policy. So you can either put the client's privacy policy, or we actually have our own privacy policy, which you can just take from the landing page right there. So just go ahead and paste that in. Then on the thank you screen, this is really the main thing that you're going to want to change. So for this number, just make sure to put in the office number, client's office number. Let's paste that in right there. Okay. And then for the call business, let's just change that number again right there. So now we have made all of the changes that we need to make. Let's just go ahead and double check. Let's go to questions. You can see what that looks like. Qualify by verifying your info below. Email, type of case. And the way that this is, like the order of these questions, this is kind of just a personal preference thing. But I would always have these first two questions up there, and then email, first name, phone number afterwards. It just feels like a better flow to me, but hey, that's just personal preference. And then you can kind of go through the form to make sure all this looks good. Okay, so the number's changed, call now button, perfect. So let's save it, finish, and it'll let you know that your form has been added. Okay, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and go to image 2. Let's see if it pulls in that form. So there we go. Again, that's really the only thing that you're gonna have to change. Okay. And then same thing with image 3. Just swap out the form. And we can probably do a better image for this, since this is kind of specific to auto accidents. We can change the image and say, let's just look at some stock photos. And actually, let's go to Google Drive, and you'll have access to this. So this will have like all of the personal injury images there. Let's search for ad swipes, personal injury ads, PI images that convert. And let's just pick one of these. Say, let's do this one. And then just download it to your desktop. Go back to Ads Manager, Account, Upload Image, Desktop. I think it's on Downloads. Let's see, MVA 9. There it is. Let's open it. I think that's a pretty enticing image. Let's test it. Let's continue. Looks a little weird. Let's click crop image. See what that looks like. That's fine. So let's go ahead and save it. And again, make sure to change the lead form, Burnham injury law. It's fine that this Facebook pixel is not tracking because it's a lead form. We don't use a pixel for the lead forms. So, and that's just for lead forms. So for the conversion campaigns, obviously you need the pixel on. So let's go ahead and review and publish. Let's publish that ad set, and then we're going to clone that. We're going to clone that twice. And right now we're testing some other interests, so I'm going to do that with this as well. So in V2, we want to target the Judge Judy interest, and then in V3, we're going to target People's Court. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to duplicate it. Let's do twice, and in this case, let's go ahead and leave this checked, since it is the same ad for the same client. Let's go ahead and duplicate it. Change this name to V2, and you're editing both of them right now, but that's okay. That's okay for now for this ad set name. So let's collapse this side panel. Let's only be editing V2. I'm going to scroll all the way down to narrow audience. And let's include People's Court. Okay, let's add that interest. Now let's collapse that menu. Let's go to V3. or which is not called V2 right now, but let's change that to V3. And here you're going to click on narrow audience, then include Judge Judy. Perfect. So to make sure that we know, let's add the naming convention, Judge Judy. And then for V2, you can do People's Court. And then for V1, let's just change this to wide open just so we know. Perfect. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and review and publish. Let's publish it. And now the last step to make sure that we're sending these lead forms into ClickSpot so that they're automatically getting followed up with and engaging, and we're starting the conversations with the leads for our clients. Let's go to ClickSpot. Let's go to settings. Let's go to Facebook form fields mapping. And typically you would have to integrate this page first, but since it's already, or this Facebook account first, but since it's already integrated, it says connected. Now we can go to Facebook form, and I'll show you what that looks like actually. So let's go ahead and disconnect it. And then let's go ahead and connect again so you kind of see what that process looks like. But essentially it's just going to ask you what Facebook page that you want to link to this location. Let's go ahead and choose personal injury claim support network, connect the page. Perfect. So now it's connected. Now let's navigate to Facebook form fields mapping, and you can see here it's already pulling in that form. So let's make sure to map the fields on only the form that we're using for this client. So map fields. For type of case and when did it occur, you can actually leave those blank because those are custom values. For email, see, it already kind of pulled in that it already knows, it's smart enough to know that this is an email field, a first name field, and a phone number. So let's go ahead and save that. And you can see it's the active, the status is active. So now when you go to your triggers, so let's complete this process. When you go to your triggers and you go to the Facebook lead form automation and alerts, you're going to, whenever a Facebook lead form gets submitted in the form Burnham injury law, we're going to send a text message to our client, right? So let's again make sure that this is the correct number. And it looks like it's not, so we didn't save it the last time. So again, always make sure that you're saving it, okay? Save SMS. Okay, so now that's saved. And then that's saved. And then for the situation and case type, you're just going to click on custom values. Let's see. Sorry, contact, custom fields. So let me pause this really quick. So since we haven't generated a lead yet with that specific form, it's not going to pull in these custom values, but that's fine. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it, and then I'll come back in here after we generate a lead, and then I'll go back to settings, Facebook forms field mapping, and then when I edit this field mapping, I'll be able to select the field, and it'll drop down the type of case. Since a lead hasn't submitted this data yet, ClickSpot doesn't know that the field exists, but as soon as a lead gets generated, and we can send through a test lead, but as soon as that gets generated, these custom fields will pop up, and you can update it. And then after that, you'll be able to go to triggers, go back to Facebook lead form, and then you'll be able to add those other fields here. So again, I didn't save it, so it didn't update. So let's go ahead and make sure we always save whenever you're editing an email or a text message in ClickSpot. Let's go ahead and save that email. And so perfect. So this is basically saying whenever we generate a lead for Burnham injury law, whenever this lead form gets submitted, we're going to send an SMS to the client, letting them know they have a new lead. We're going to send an email to the client, letting them know they have a new lead. And then we're also going to add them to the campaign Facebook lead nurturing, so they get nurtured and followed up with immediately. We're also going to add the contact tag, so we know that it came from Facebook. We're also going to add them into the opportunity stage as opt-in. So this way we're tracking where these leads are at in their pipeline, and it's just a lot more visual for our clients. So that about concludes this training. You can see now that we have a lead ad campaign for Burnham injury law, which was just a clone of the Low Law Group. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you.